can tell me what to do. Know who you're talking to. Well, you better get used to the way the war bounces. I see what you got, inventions and ounces. But that's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man.
Let's fucking go, baby. Welcome back to this episode of Cope's Corner. I am your host, as always, Mike Copenaver, aka Real Mike. You can find me on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all at Cope's Corner, KOPESKORNER. Stoked to be here with my man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, as always. And you know, if my man, Mr. B's here, we did not lose a single dollar when we go and do our bets last week. So stoked to have you here, Mr. B. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Been looking forward to this week.
I appreciate you bearing with me, bro. I'm sorry for the delays for the show, you guys. I've been working my ass off over in Hollywood on a couple of shows that you'll see shortly. There's some super cool stuff. One's called Best in Dough. It's a pizza show. They have 3 pizza ovens that were $37,000 each. There was like $111,000 package of 3 pizza stone ovens. It's going to be sick, man. So that's the reason why we're not going off on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and we're being degenerates on Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 Eastern Standard Time. So I appreciate my man, Mr. B, and all of you being here with me and bearing with me. But with that said, firstly, I'd like to thank my sponsors who make everything possible. The first one I'd like to thank is Melon Brand Hats. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Brian McDonald dreamed up in high school. He's one of the co-founders. They sponsor Phil Mickelson, Michael Chandler here at Cope's Corner, and a bunch of other places. Phil Mickelson's new hat right here is sick, man. Got the Callaway logo and everything, and so make sure you go over there, get something to separate yourself from the crowd. These the patterns and the materials they use are crazy. Some have like a wetsuit material on the bills so they float and they're waterproof, and some are just super luxury, have rose gold emblems and whatnot. So shout out to Melon Brand Hats. Secondly, I'd like to thank Fokai Stuff, FOKAI stuff.com. Guamilian gear. They make shirts, beanies, baby blankets, hats, you name it, man. Socks that I sport, a doormat. So I'm super stoked to support and sport them. So thank you, Rome, for giving me the chance to do that. And then thirdly, I'd like to thank Spliff Seeds Amsterdam. They're an MJ line of genetics over in the UK, in Europe. And so the lemon cream kush here featured of the female is of the actual picture of my plant that I grew. It's also on the cover of a book of a grower in the UK named Sean Prana, Prana. And so make sure you, if you love growing MJ, go give them some love and get yourself some sick genetics. But with that said, man, I'm just stoked to be here to talk with you and my man, Mr. B. Let me get us back up on the screen. The last weekend's event was UFC Costa versus Vettori. We had 2 bets out and we went 1 for 1, we got 1 out of 2, and we ended up going even for the night. So we didn't lose any money, we didn't make any money, but we still kept on rolling on. Our bet that we had Daniel Da Silva. I thought that he possibly could get Jeff Molina, and he did in round 1, looked real good. Ended up losing the counter strikes in the second round. He was gassed as fuck after the first round, Hobby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was throwing up some sick submissions, man.
Yeah. So man, I'm not going to go to spare you guys a long show, and because it's so late, I'm not going to go through every single one. I'm just going to go through the bets to be transparent, let you know what happened. I lost 1 unit on Daniel Da Silva, and then we went on to our next bet later on the night, and Gregory Rodriguez took on Jung Young Park. We had Gregory Rodriguez RoboCop, and let me tell you, motherfuckers, I was scared. I was scared as fuck. I didn't even know what to do. But dude, this dude came back after being wobbled a few times, ended up TKO KO and punches standing. Jun Young Park. Oh man, that finish was sick, huh, B?
Yeah, man, real sick, man. Came through and really put the wallops on the Park there, man. Good win, really strong win, because it's tough to finish Park.
Yeah, it really is. So with that said, like I said, those were the 2 bets we had. I got 1 out of 2 of them, and so we went scratch for an even night, no loss, no win. Still, I'll take that anytime, especially when I backed them plus 150 to 170 underdog into Silva, which was risky. And then thankfully, RoboCop came through. But this weekend we have more UFC. It's UFC 267, man. And I'm just stoked to have some UFC in general. I know you are, huh, Mr. B?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So we have
Early morning show too.
yeah, early
Yeah.
morning. Good point. It's going to be 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So that is what 7:30 a.m. or Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys make sure to set your clocks if you guys want to watch that. Haps, I don't know what you're doing, but I can't even screen share without you being all blurry. Look at me and Mr. B, all clear as could be. The screen share, not so much. But either way, I want to shout out the 72 of you here live and the 9 awards that you guys have given out to us. I really can't thank you enough and the support of my man, Mr. B, and I. So with this said, UFC 267, John Blachowicz, the champ versus Glover Teixeira, the OG veteran. This should be a pretty exciting affair, huh, Mr. B?
Oh my God. It's one of the one of a
Two
real good fight, real
two
good
great,
matchup, man.
two good guys of MMA. Glover Teixeira is loved a lot, and Jan Blachowicz is just amazing, man. He is just a great person, great role model, great mixed martial arts at that. But with that said, the first
Yeah.
fight of the night is Tagir Ulanbekov versus Alan Nascimento. Tagir is 12-1. He is 30 years old. He's 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. He's on a 4-fight win streak, and he's got a combat sambo base. He last won against Bruno Silva, won a unanimous decision. Then he took on a dude named Denilson Matos and won the guillotine choke round 2. And another dude before that, Dennis Araujo, who's 15-2. He beat him by choke in round 2 as well. It seems that this dude, obviously, combat sambo, surprise here, wants to get you down on the ground and do his thing, whether it's submission or ground and pound. And so Tagir he wins all of them by sub pretty much or decision. Alan Nascimento is another BJJ dude, a Brazilian, 18-5. He's 30 years old. He's 5'9" with a 69.5-inch reach. Going to be a little bit bigger than Tabir. And so he's on a 1-fight win streak. Like I said, fighting out of Brazil. Shout out to the Brazilian barbecue. He last took on a dude who's 5-2, guys. Elevado Lima. He won by rear naked choke in round 1. Well, he was 5-2, bro, and you were 17-5. Like, I hope you beat the guy who was 5-2 in some Poncho Dahaco 6, whatever they called it. And so then the dude hadn't fought before that, and that was 2021 of what is that? June, July. He fought, and then he didn't fight. He fought Rulian Paiva in the Contender Series in 2018. He's had such a gappy, spotty record. And when he wins by the armbar he won by, but the guy was 3-1. I just don't think this dude has enough veteranship. He hasn't enough skills. He hasn't been in enough wars. I'm going with Tagir Ulanbekov to win this fight quite easily. The odds on Tagir are no shit, -400 money line. So you have to put $400 to make 100. I would not do that. I can't. I'm passing. But I got Tagir. What about you, Mr. B?
Yeah, I got Tagir as well, man. Tagir, he strikes well, but he uses his grappling even better. Also, it's kind of tough when you're going up against the Russians. But I definitely, based on opponents and his skill set, I think he has the tools to get this done, man. He'll most likely take this by submission, the decision.
Yeah, sorry guys. I tried to screen share the actual screen of what we're looking at, but Haps is just not doing it for me tonight. So I'm not gonna have the blurry ass screen for you guys looking all half-assed and ghetto. Like I said, we try to run a pretty professional show here, and we cash bets like champs. So I'm sorry for I can't show the screen share right now because I'm not just gonna show a blurry ass screen and make you guys look at it. So shout out to Koch Diaz for my Cope's Corner logo. I appreciate you, my dude. So with this fight, like I said, we both have Tagir and no shit. Next fight of the night, we have Yaozong Hu versus Andre Petrovsky. You want to get into this one first, Mr. B?
Man, this is a really interesting fight, man. Yaozong Hu versus Andre Petrovsky. Yaozong Hu, who's 3-2. Comes out of China, of course. 26 years old with a 72-inch reach. Trains out of affiliated with Tiger Muay Thai. Interesting story though with this one here, man. He kind of had these 3 wins outside of the UFC, and now he's pretty much had two losses in the UFC. Rashad Coulter beat him by unanimous decision back in 2018. Cyril Asker beat him in 2017 by rear naked choke. He hasn't fought in about 3 years. in nearly 3 years. He hasn't fought.
Yep.
And he fought as a light heavyweight, I think it is. He was a
Heavyweight
light
and
heavyweight and a
heavyweight.
heavyweight. Yeah,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So he kind of lost. So now he's dropping down to middleweight. Um, his skill set is somewhat. He's also 6'3", as I mentioned. I think I mentioned it. But he's going up against Andre Petroski, who's 6-1. Um, Petroski, as I mentioned, 30 years old, 73-inch reach, 6 foot tall. As y'all seen in the weigh-ins, I don't know if people watch the weigh-ins, but this guy's giving up 3 inches of reach, and not 3 inches, 3 inches in height, and slight reach. But he won his debut against Michael Gilmore by ground and pound in the 3rd round. He lost to Brian Battle though on the tough season. He lost to Brian Battle by ninja choke in round 2.
Yeah.
But before that, he beat Aaron Phillips by guillotine choke. He's kind of been in the mix-up. His first loss was against Aaron Jeffrey. His only loss was against Aaron Jeffrey by ground and pound.
Yep.
We know that Petroski has good wrestling skills, good grappling skills, but he kind of fades in the later rounds. And I think the UFC is somewhat high on Hugh, so I guess they're gonna try to have this dude here see what he could do at middleweight, pretty much. So I would probably say Petroski, but honestly, I don't know where to go on this fight. My thought says Andre Petroski, but a 3-year layoff, a damn near 3-year layoff, you could do a lot with that. You know what I mean? And improvements.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how Yao Zong does, man.
Yeah, this is a super interesting scrap. Like you said, the fact that Andre Petroski is a sick D1 wrestler, but like you said, he beat Michael Gilmore, but no disrespect to Michael Gilmore. He's not a UFC fighter. He's not a Bellator fighter. He's not a PFL fighter. He should be fighting Tijuana. So let's get serious. Aaron Phillips, not a UFC fighter, not a Bellator fighter, not a PFL fighter, not even a Tijuana fighter. Okay, like these are the wins that this dude has. Andre Petroski. I was high on him. I like D1 wrestlers. Being a wrestler myself and loving jiu-jitsu, I always favor them. I always take that base over mostly anything. But with this right here, Yazong Hu is big, bro, and he's powerful, and he wins by TKO KO when he does win, and he wants to bang, man. And so I'm really hesitant. I mean, I'm gonna pick Petroski because of the D1 wrestling, because I just believe in being able to take someone down, and that you can't make up all the years that a D1 wrestler has put in X amount of years, a 3-year layoff or whatnot that Yazong Hu has done. But Petroski had a fucking hard time with Michael Gilmore. Wasn't it round 1 that he was getting kind of pieced up a little bit by Mr. B, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm going to trust Andre Petroski, who's getting pieced up by Michael Gilmore, a guy who was a late notice add-on to the show that, respect to him for wanting to throw down at all times. But come on, man. This is a pass 100%. I could see why someone would bet Hugh, because the fact that he is a negative, or what's the odds right now? Hugh is a plus 185 underdog. That's not bad, man. And if I actually would bet, if I bet him, I would most likely bet him by KO or TKO, because you would probably get like a plus 400 or more off of that. Let me see if they have Hugh by, was it TKO Hugh TKO plus 500 for Hu Yazong to win by KO, TKO, or DQ. Well, I fucking think he could do that. And so, you know, Petroski's going to have a hell of a fight here. I don't think he is what they're all making him out to be. It's like, I almost want to take the underdog, but the D1 wrestling is so fucking legit. You put in so much work. Thank you so much, Gary, for the Happy Halloween reward, my dude. And I appreciate you being here and supporting, dude. Sorry for going off so late, but I had to do work in Hollywood and, make money for the family. So with that said, Petroski, we both are picking because of that wrestling edge, and the 3-year layoff is weird. But fuck, dude, I feel something weird here, and who could do something crazy, and I hope so. But next fight of the night is an absolute treat and something that I can get into. Lerone Murphy, my motherfucking boy, taking on Makwan Americani. Holy shit, dude, the miracle, Lerone Murphy. He's 10-0-1. This dude's 30 years old. He's 5'9" with a 73.5-inch reach. He's on a 14 fight win streak if you go back to his amateur career. Dude fights out of England, Manchester, top team, one of the best teams out there. He last took on Douglas Silva Andrade. He won a unanimous decision, did basically whatever he wanted to do with the BJJ expert and the fierce little striker, the Tasmanian devil that Douglas Silva Andrade is. Then he beat Ricardo Ramos round one, ground and pound, just dominated him, the vet. And then before that, he took on Zahuba Tukov and it was a draw decision. And that's pretty good because Zahuba is tough, man. He's got a good ground game. He was undefeated at that time, I believe. So I like no, he wasn't undefeated. Sorry, he was 18-4. So he was a lot of experience Tukov had. I love Lerone Murphy here. This dude's striking is fucking sick, dude. He freestyles, he flows so well. He's right now at Bovada at the -310 number. It's a +240 comeback for Makwan Americani. Makwan Americani, he calls himself Mr. Finland. He's 16-6. He's got a picture with all the bitches on his Tapology, but real life, he didn't bang one of those girls that night. I've been with the War Machine when we done damage with the real bitches. He ain't about that life. That fool busted so fast, even if he touched them, bro. So Makwan, I think it's all flash and no class, and I'm not about him. He's 32 years old. He's 5'10", 72-inch reach on a 2-fight losing streak. Fighting out of Finland, like I said. He last took on Kamala Kirk and lost the unanimous decision. And nobody thought that he was going to lose. He took on Edson Barbosa, the OG. I thought he was going to lose. We bet against him. Unanimous decision. Edson Barbosa whooped that trick, ho. And then he took on Danny Henry, and he won an anaconda choke. Danny Henry is like, it's whatever, bro. Like, it's not the best. So I like Lerone Murphy. I think this dude is well-rounded. His takedown defense is good enough. He bangs like a motherfucker. His striking is just way ahead of Mr. Finland. And I just think he's just light years ahead on the striking game. And so I'm actually – I didn't think I was going to do it, but I'm doing it, dude. I'm throwing down on the money line on Lerone Murphy. $310. I don't give one fuck because I'm going to cash this shit just like we've been doing, and it's all we do. Me and Mr. B in the KOPE. $310 on the money line for my boy Lerone Murphy to whoop that trick on Makwan Americani. Who do you got here, Mr. B?
Oh my God. You putting down all that, man?
Oh, I'm all fired
I don't
up,
know,
bro.
dog.
I fucking on one.
I don't know about that, man.
I'm on it.
I don't, man. Let me get out of here, man. Of course, I'm with you on this one. Lerone Murphy, man. Oh my God, do I like this guy? Yo, he doesn't disappoint, man. This dude is clean with his technique, yo.
Hey, shout out to Ted Hicks. Sorry, bro. Finally, our boys in the building. I appreciate the whole dude. Ted Hicks, before I even got the fucking showdown, he knew I was working my ass off in Hollywood. He knew I do not like missing my show Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I do it like clockwork. But, dude, I'm professional and I do the damn thing. So my boy fucking Ted Hicks over here, host of Late Night Parents and host extraordinaire when it comes to this Habs thing. He threw down 9 awards, 9 donos for me before I even got in the building, dude. And so I really just can't thank every one of you, all 82 of you that will stayed up to listen to me and Mr. B rip it. But I promise it's always going to be worth it when we bring the heat. And when we bring bets, bro, we fucking cash them. We got the proof when we showed you last time. Tune in every week and see how we do the damn thing. But sorry, Mr. B.
No problem, man. Give credit where credit's due, dog. Ted is the man.
So go back on Lerone Murphy.
Y'all are awesome. Lerone Murphy, man. What am I gonna say, dog? Lerone Murphy is a talent, dog. Reminds me quite a bit of what's our guy's name? Leon Edwards, quite a bit.
Yep.
But he takes a couple of these insane risks in fights, and they pay off, man. Very calculated, very technical with his. When it comes to adding his wrestling, he maintains positions. He's good with the jiu-jitsu aspects of things, but his striking is very technical, man. Really, really good guy. At first, when I was thinking about it, I was like, Marquand, man, good matchup here against Marquand Americani. Um, Marquand's a sneaky guy. He's pretty fast with his strikes too. But since joining SBG, man, he's kind of a mix-up right now. He hasn't quite looked great. Trying to find that gel between his grappling and his striking. He's been one of these types of dudes where he could go in and strike and force put people to get into these positions where like either he get a knockout or submission. But now he's been trying to play this heavy grapple game and some of this nonsense, and he's kind of faded away from his striking. That fight against Cam Waller Kirk, thanks to Cam Waller Kirk, that man made me some money that time. Because yo, I don't know what Americani was thinking. Saying Barboza, he kind of punked out because he didn't want to strike with Barboza. Shane Burgos, he was trying to grapple. I think Laron's gonna do enough to avoid these silly grappling exchanges with Marquand. If it comes to the striking, he'll keep Marquand on his heels. Marquand does not want to get into no wrestling exchanges with Lerone Murphy. I will see that Lerone will probably take this by either a decision, he'll shut out a shutout decision, or a possible TKO maybe.
Yeah, I think that the TKO KO is actually something that I was interested in, and I'm gonna look at the odds for you for that. Lerone Murphy inside distance is at a plus 125. Fuck, dude. We might change this bet right now, actually. Yeah, KO TKO is a plus 140.
What's the decision?
Decision is at plus 155. Man, he could school him all 3 rounds, or he could fucking stiff him, bro.
Yes, he can.
I fucking think he stiffs him. So you know what? Instead of risking the $310 on the money line, it's going to be a much smarter, safer bet that I'm going to put down 1 unit on the Lerone Murphy wins by KO TKO plus 140. So I think that's a much smarter bet instead of laying down the whole chalk of the 3.1 units. That the KO TKO plus 140. I'll throw down the 1 unit on that. I think that's a little bit safer, a little smarter for keeping the bankroll through. What are you saying, B?
I think he could do it. I think he can.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
It's all about the matter of how Marquand fights the fight, though.
Yep,
That's the thing.
True. It's true. If he hugs legs for 3 rounds, but he's not even that type, and he doesn't have a gas tank for that. So I'm not. I think Lerone Murphy fucking outclasses him and fucks his ass up. The risk at for 1 unit instead of 310 is a lot better. So instead of 3.1 units, it's 1 unit down on the KO TKO prop. Lerone Murphy to do motherfucking damage. And so we're gonna roll right through into the next fight. I'm gonna throw down on the next one too. Shamil Gamzat is taking on Michael Olazechek. Shamil is 14-0, 31 years old, 6'2", 75.5-inch reach, 14 fight win streak. Russia top team, baby. Shout out. Last time he took on Klitzin Abreu and he won by split decision. Then he took on Rex Harris, won unanimous decision. Then he took on Eddie Gordon and took on one unanimous decision. The only thing that's happened here that's been weird is that there's been multiple layoffs. Visa issues last time with Dong Jung. You can't blame him. Gatsmov withdrew versus Devin Clark. No clue why. Gatsmov withdrew versus OSP. So, he had coronavirus the first time versus OSP withdrew. That's the only weird thing about Shamil. Other than that, dude, this dude's whole ground game, his stand-up game is decent enough. He's fought a lot of guys in ABC, which is over there in Russia, ACB. And he took, it's done work. And he's taken on Michael Olazechek. He called himself Lord. God doesn't like that at all. So I love the blasphemy that this guy does. 15-4. He's 26 years young, though. 6 foot with a 74-inch reach. He's going to be outsized here. He's on a 1-fight win streak, fights out of Poland. He took on Modestas Bukauskas and won a split decision last time. Modestas Bukauskas ain't in the fucking UFC no more, and no one gives a shit about him, okay? He's soft. He lost to Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute's a G. He Kimured him in the first fucking round. OSP, Von Fluchoke, round 2. Dude, like this guy, Michael, isn't that good. And when he wins by punches. That's it, okay? If Shamil gets this fucking dude down on the ground, he's subbing his ass quick, bro. It's just how I feel. I think McCall's outsized. I think that he's really not that good. And right now, the money line's a negative 115 on Shamil, negative 105 comeback on McCall. You know, I'm gonna look at the props right now. Submission prop by Shamil is at a plus 6 fucking hundred. Holy shit. I'm doing it. Half a unit. Plus 600. I'm going down on the submission prop for Shamil versus McCall. I think he can do it. I think that he's shown. I've told you before, I don't like tappers. You tapped in the past. I can never back you again. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If it's a rear naked choke, go to sleep. If it's an arm bar, I can understand a little bit more. But, you know, other than that, man, McCall's just a little bit soft. He's showing a quit in him. And Shamil is going to have a ground game enough to get him down the ground and hopefully do his thing. So I'm going to flick down the 0.5 units, $50 on Shamil to win by sub at the plus 600. So with that said, what do you say about this fight, Mr. B?
I like this fight, man. And I know you gotta get a little grumpy with me, but I like Michael
like
Oleg Zuzik.
That's all
I like Oleg Zuzik. However, you bring up strong points. Shamil is a strong wrestler. Yes, he is. That man is a big wrestler for the division. He's thick. Yeah. He kind of throws a little bit too much. He tends to be a little bit more on the striking aspects than the wrestling aspects at times, though.
True.
Where he looks to do more striking, and he works well behind his jab. I'll tell you that much. But sometimes he likes to engage into these striking scenarios. But when he tends to use his wrestling, it works out. We've seen Michael is a little bit undersized for the division, though. He's fast and he carries big power, but he is undersized for the division. I've said this for years. I think Shamil should be able to close distance, wear that man away, because OSP did it before, and just wear on him because he's an undersized guy. Yeah, he could get it down, get the takedowns. If he could get at least 2 takedowns, and just work heavy, he'll be able to get the submission or decision, either or. Yeah, I can lean towards Shamil. Yeah. Yeah. It might give volume. He hears me? Oh shit.
Sorry, I'm retarded. My mic was off.
Okay.
So
There you go.
yeah, I'm like, bro, what the hell? My light's not on. So yeah, with this one here, man, I'm just willing to risk the 0.5 units on Shamil because he can fall back on his ground game, and McCall, he really can.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna be outsized here, man. Dude, Shamil's a big, thicker than a snicker mofo. If that dude grabs this dude and slams him on the ground, he's gonna have major problems. But like you said, McCall could have a decent chance on a KO TKO. It could happen. So if you do like McCall and you don't like my pick, McCall at TKO KO is at a plus 350. Go and do it, bro. It's a bait line to me, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But
That's
I
how I
like the
feel.
Shamil and everything here. So with that said, the next fight of the night is Elizeu Zaleski versus Benoit Saint Denis. EDS Elizeu Zaleski is a G, man. 22-7, calls himself Capoeira. Sorry, I got him confused. 34 years old, getting older now. 5'11" with a 73-inch reach, and he's on a 1-fight losing streak. This dude is sick, man. I've been a fan of him since he came all his whole UFC run. The only thing that he's just been a victim to is Jing Liang Li destroyed him round 3, and all of a sudden just destroyed him. And then he lost to Muslim Salikov. Jing Liang is tough as fuck in stand up, and Muslim is a badass striker. So he's only had losses versus absolute G's lately. This dude beat Sean Strickland with a spinning hook kick and punches. Sean fucking Strickland is a crazy motherfucking G, dude. He's beating Alexei Konchenko, another great striker. I love Elizeu Zaleski a lot here. He's taking on Benoit Saint Denis, calls himself God of War. 8-0. So undefeated, not a ton of experience though, man. 25 years old, he's 5'11, no reach listed, and he's on a, as I said, 8-fight win streak. This dude was a former French SAS operative soldier, an absolute badass. This dude's submission game is fucking pretty sick. His wrestling, his chain wrestling, he's pretty decent at it. So I do like it. I was looking at it and I kept watching tape and thinking, can he do it? Can he do it? He loves to get knee bars and he loves to get submissions on the ground, and he's pretty slick on him when he gets there. But when he bangs, he throws really looping punches. He leaves himself open for for decent striking. And in this situation, Elizeu Zaleski, he's been in there with some really, really good strikers. And like I said, only once has he been silenced lately by Ji Liang, and that was in round 3, and barely. So Benoit Saint Denis does not have enough experience to me. I tried to give him every benefit of the doubt. I like him. I like the fight that he brings. I like the submission game. I like his heart. I just don't like the experience factor that he's at a disadvantage. Saint Denis is, like I said, 25 years old, 5'11", no reach ain't listed. I don't know fully what he's going to bring, but I tell you this, Elizeu is going to come in there to fucking bang. He has a sick jiu-jitsu game too. So I just think it's way too much for Saint Denis for his first fight ever. I mean, congratulations for getting here, but dude, this is a fucking hard fight for him to go against. But I like Elizeu Zaleski here. I think he wins quite easily. And so with that said, who do you have on this one? What's up, Brian?
Brian.
Sad.
Man, if I'd be surprised if Denis wins, but yeah, I gotta go with Zaleski, man. Gotta go with Zaleski. Zaleski has too much fights in the UFC, too much experience. As I said, Denis does have grappling skills. His grappling skills are really sick. But come on, man. Come on. This feels like bait for you to be picking Denis, man. I gotta go. Dos Santos, man. Zaleski.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
it's too hard.
The skills are there. The grappling is there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's only when he's going to these tough fights in the trenches with some of these guys, you know. But
yeah, and Saint Denis just got a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or he has a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and a black belt is my boy Elizeu. So I mean, he cancels them out everywhere on the ground. But the knee bar and the fact of the leg lock game of Saint Denis is sick. So I don't know exactly how good the leg lock game is of Elizeu, but I favor him here greatly, bro. His striking is on a whole nother level. His jiu-jitsu game is equal or better. I'm all about him, so I almost want to throw it down, but I don't want to get too crazy. What do you say, B?
For Dos Santos and
what do you see him winning by? If you think was TKO KO or the sub? TKO KO, huh?
For Zaleski against Denis?
What do you think?
It probably.
Bovada has a KO TKO for Elizeu Zaleski as a plus 120 over, and decision is at a plus 250. So they're thinking that Elizeu is going to win inside distance as well. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't always like when Vegas throws that bait down.
It's expected, but I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, so we both like Elizeu here. He's a parlay piece for me. If you like parlaying things and getting better value at them, you could possibly take Lerone Murphy and Elizeu and parlay them together and get a better number. What's up, Brian Richardson, one of our sponsors? I appreciate you, my dude. Kick your bass on Twitter, professional fisherman extraordinaire. Can't thank you enough, my man. So with that said, we both favor Elizeu Zaleski, and we both think that he's just a little bit too much on the feet and on the ground. So next fight of the night, we have Albert Durav taking on Roman Kopylov. Albert is 14-3. He is 32 years old. He's 5'11", and this with a 75-inch reach. He's on a 9-fight win streak, and he's fighting out of Russia, baby. So you know they love him. He last took on a dude named Mikhail Betancourt, and he won by neck crank. on the Contender Series in round 1. 14-6 that dude was. So then he took on a dude Peter Strauss, and he won an ACB, and that's over in Russia. Pretty good organization, and obviously a ton of Russian fans. A lot of experience. The guys that he has beat. This dude was 13-3, won a unanimous decision, and then another dude. He was I don't know. I'm not even gonna say his name. He beat a dude by punches in round 1. The dude was 32-5, bro, at ACB 77. This dude Albert Durov is a motherfucker, man. He's submission game and his punches are no joke, dude. He's got the all around good game, dude. And he's taking on Roman Kopylov. Roman is 8-1. He's 30 years old he's 6 foot with a 75-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight losing streak though. He last took on Carl Roberson and he lost by neck crank or a rear naked choke in round 3. Then he beat a dude who was 19-10. 19-10, guys. Yeah, he beat him in round 4. Took him 4 fucking rounds to beat a bum. 19-10. I don't like Roman at all, bro. I don't like any of his game. That's why he's plus 270, guys. Negative 360. I would parlay Lerone Murphy, Elizu, and Albert Durov all fucking day, all night, and dominate. The money line's gonna kill. Like it's just easy. It's too easy to me. What do you say about this fight, B?
I'm with Duraev, man.
Nice.
Albert got to take this, man. Albert will probably get this wrapped up within 2 rounds. That's how I feel about Albert Duraev. We seen what he could do in the Contender Series. Roman Kopylov, he's all right. Nothing crazy. He's all right. He does have a sambo background, but man, this dude got handled by Carl Roberson, man. Carl Roberson. Come on, man.
Yeah, Carl Roberson.
Like, come on, man. Carl Roberson. Nah, man. We're not doing that, man. So, you know what I mean? This is going to be his second fight. He hasn't fought in 2 years. A long layoff as well. I don't like this fight. I don't like this fight for Kopylov, man. I'd take Duraev within 2 rounds. Either submission or KO TKO, but 2 rounds, man.
Oh, good. Let's look at that. Let's look at this. The props here. Albert Durov inside the distance is at a negative 150, folks. So Vegas thinks that he's whooping that trick, that he's gonna do bad DV things on this fool. And so the submission prop is at a plus 140. I like that. And then his TKO KO is a plus 350. Fuck, dude, he could do that too.
Exactly.
It's most likely submission, but that's why it's a plus 140. But bro, he could get him down the ground and TKO KO and pound him on the ground at that plus 350, bro. Fuck, bro, that's crazy, right? I almost want to throw down 50.
He is fast. He is a fast guy too.
You know what? I threw down the $50 on the other dude, so I'm 0.5 units. I'm throwing down on Albert Durov wins by KO TKO. I think he can ground and pound him and possibly cash us that bet. So I'm throwing down half a unit on him. I love Albert Durov. I don't want to throw down a bunch of big money lines because, like I said, there's a bunch of just ones that I like. So this will give us a better chance at actually cashing these bets. So 0.5 units. Albert Durov wins by KO TKO at the plus 350 that Bovada has. You could probably find plus 400 or more on 5 dimes, but I'm always on Bovada. I trust them. They've always paid me out, and so that's why I go there. Next fight of the night is Zubra. Is that still going? Oh yeah, Zubra Tukhov versus Ricardo Ramos. Zubra, I don't even know. Is it Zubra? How do you say that?
Zubaira.
19-5-1. 30 years old. He's 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight losing streak, fighting out of Moscow, Russia. Fights out of AKA, baby. Last took on Hakeem Dawodu and lost the split decision. But Hakeem's a pretty mean mofo. And then he took on Kevin Aguilar. It was pretty tough too. He beat him by punches round 1. That dude, Kevin Aguilar, was 17-1, I believe, at the 2 at that time. Then he took on my boy Lerone fucking Murphy, and he went to a draw, split decision. Dude, this one right here, man, and he also lost the split decision to Renato Moicano, who's a fucking tough dude, but that was 2016. Zubaira is, I mean, what can you say about him? He's got a good ground game. He's got a good all-around game in general. He could punch, knock you out. He could just smother you all 3 rounds. He's taking on the OG, though, Ricardo Ramos. 15-3, 26 years old. He's 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. He's on a one-fight win streak, fighting out a Team Alpha Male over there with our boy Uriah Faber. Then he last took on Bill Algeo and he won a unanimous decision. He looked actually decent in that fight. Then he took on Laurel Murphy, lost ground and pound round 1, and then another dude, Eduardo Gagori, he won the rear naked choke. I believe Ricardo Ramos is a BJJ black belt. Yes, he is. And so this is going to be an interesting fight here, with the BJJ black belt, Ricardo Ramos, and then Zubaira his ground game is absolutely sick too. So I like Zubaira here, just totally. Let me see if he's got a jiu-jitsu belt. No, doesn't say anything. So, but either way, this dude's ground game is absolutely sick, and he's smothering. I have a guy like Zubaira here completely. What do you say, B?
This is a good matchup. What I say, Ricardo Ramos does have that Brazilian jiu-jitsu background. His striking is kind of building up, getting up there. But Zubaira is really good.
Mm-hmm.
He did have that hiccup against Dawoodu, but I believe Zubaira will get this done here, man. Strong wrestling game. He doesn't give no breathing room really when he gets that wrestling game going.
Yeah.
Ramos is gonna have to try to look for those openings if it does get to the ground to try to throw up a submission. But other than that, I think Turkogov could get inside there and start initiating that grappling. If he can get his wrestling, Ramos is in trouble, man. Ramos is in serious trouble.
I think so, especially with all the Russian fans, it's gonna be like home over there for him. And Ricardo Ramos had to do a long flight to get there. You guys got to remember, like the jet lag and all that takes its toll. They're fighting also really early in the morning. That's gonna favor the Russian too. This is gonna be a really interesting bout for bets, and so I like Zubaira here. I think he wins. He's got the money line right now is a negative 165 on Bovada, plus 135 for Ricardo Ramos. That's a decent money line. I think that he wins there, and it shouldn't be too bad of a bet, but should be fun to watch. The next fight of the night is definitely going to be exciting. Amanda Ribas takes on Verna Jandiroba. Amanda Ribas is 10-2, and if you look at her pitch, she's a cute, bubbly, sexy little Brazilian bitch, right? Unreal. 28 years old, 5'3", with a 66-inch reach. One fight losing streak where she got absolutely beat to shit by my girl Marina Rodriguez by punches in round 2. Then she beat Paige Van Zant. Armbar, round 1. Paige doesn't fight here, okay? Then she beat Ronda Marcos, unanimous decision. Ronda Marcos has been doing pretty good, so I can't really talk shit about her, even though I want to. Verna Jandiroba, let me get back to it. Amanda Ribas striking is going to be a little bit crisper and it's going to look a little bit better, but she doesn't have a chin. Verna Jandiroba is a BJJ black belt, 17-2, 33 years old, 5'3", with a 64-inch reach. She's on a one-fight win streak. This chick does not give one fuck if her face falls off. She doesn't care if she gets cut up. She does not care about anything but absolutely damaging you. And Amanda Ribas is beautiful. She does not need to be damaged like that. And I don't like this matchup for her. Amanda Ribas, I don't know who your management is. They don't like you. And I'm really worried about your leg or your arm or something that Verna Jandiroba is going to get a hold of. And she possibly going to smother and submit your ass. Amanda Ribas is a negative 165 favorite right now. I don't know why. Plus 135 comeback for Verna Jandiroba. I don't agree. I'm throwing down $100 on Verna Jandiroba. Her BJJ game is far superior than Amanda Ribas. Amanda Ribas has been smoked 2 times. I can't trust her when it comes to that. So I like Verna Jandiroba. I think she's the meaner, tougher girl who's going to sacrifice everything in the fight. What do you say about this fight, Mr. B?
This is one of the more interesting matchups on the card here, man. Ribas and Jandiroba, both respected in the jiu-jitsu game. Ribas has been caught. That chin is kind of, we're questioning that chin, man. Verna Jandiroba has improved on her striking, though. While she still has her jiu-jitsu game, she has improved on her striking. she's getting into these scraps, yo.
Mhm.
Some really good scraps with some folks. Her last scrap that she had there was Mackenzie Dern. Was it Mackenzie Dern? Yeah. She
Mhm.
was throwing hands out there. Wanting to throw some hands and some knees. She also had that win against Kanako Murata. That was the shoulder, the bad shoulder, but she was winning that one too. Um, she caught Felice Herring slapping. Slacking. I mean, uh, she has this jujitsu, man. It's some serious jujitsu chops. Uh, they say Hebas might be the stronger one. I'm not sure about that though. I'm really not sure because you could be strong, but then grappling strength, it depends on your years of grappling. That thing develops, it becomes different. So I'm a fan of Verna. I'm a big fan of Verna since Invicta. Uh Hebas is the favorite.
I think it's just
Ooh, it's
crazy.
tough.
After getting smoked to be the favorite is just not correct. I have to fire on Verna because the line is off. There's no fucking way you put a girl as a favorite when she just got smoked in round 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that is true.
it just
That
seems
is
weird.
true.
I mean, you fire on
It
lines that seem off. It seems off, bro.
kind of
So
does,
yeah. So
but
with that
I don't
said,
know.
I think we both are leaning
Yeah,
Verna though. But it's still tough, man. But I like her. I think it's not tough. We'll find out later. In tomorrow, how not
yeah,
tough Amanda Ribas is, or how tough she is. We'll find out next by the
yeah.
night. First on the
Yeah.
main card. This is where it gets fun. We were going through a lot of names that no one gives a fuck about. So I know, like, there's some good ones in there, and then there's a lot of ones that none of you are gonna know. That's fine. They're making the Russians happy and appeasing them with their fans. But this fight is where it gets fun. Magomed Ankalaev is taking on No Time. Volkan Ozdemir. Magomed is 15-1. 29 years young, 6'3" with a 75-inch reach. 6-fight win streak, fighting out of Russia. Like I said, this dude is an absolute beast. Look, 1 second. He's a master of combat sambo. This dude is just cool as a cucumber when he's fighting, man. His just demeanor, everything he does, I just absolutely love. Him as a fighter, he can beat you by punches. He can take you on the ground and choke you the fuck out. He last took on Nikita Krylov, who was an absolute great striker. I like Krylov. He won a unanimous decision versus him. He took an Iron Kulaba and won in round 1 by punches, and he smoked him. And that was after he beat him in round 1 again and smoked him. So, dude, this dude's got power. He's got a good combat sambo base for the wrestling. He's taking on Volkan Ozdemir No Time, who's 17-5, 32-inch reach, 32 years old, 6'2", 75-inch reach, 32-inch reach. Imagine that shit, little fucking T-Rex arms. 75-inch reach, one fight lost, a losing streak, fighting out of Switzerland. He last took on my boy Yuri Prochaska and lost by overhand right. Just was devastated round 2. Yuri's a bad motherfucker. I love that Viking. And
Yeah.
Alexander Rakov, he won split decision. Ilir Latifi, super undersized. Ilir Latifi is he beat him round 2. Lost to Dominic Reyes before that. I I think Magomed is going to absolutely dominate and do work here. I just don't think I think Vulcan's peaked. I think Vulcan is not going to get better in not jujitsu, not wrestling, and certainly not striking in his chin. So right now the Magomed's a negative 300 plus 235 comeback for the Vulcan Ozdemir underdog. I got Magomed here like a shark. He's going to swim. What do you say, B?
Yeah, I say so. If you betting, I think you probably bet the house on Magomed.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It's crazy. It's crazy because yeah, the man got a solid. He got he got a pretty good chin. He has a good chin, a good gas tank. That man has a crazy reach. He can wrestle and he can strike. Um, Volkan's weakness is the wrestling. I don't know if he's gonna be able to withstand that wrestling onslaught that Magomed possesses.
Mm.
Um, and his Volkan's one way to win in this fight, man, is by KO, KO TKO, and I don't think Ankalaev's gonna give him that opportunity. Ankalaev's only got caught once, and that was by submission by Paul Craig of all people.
Yeah, dude, it was
Jesus
a
Christ.
miracle though, right? It was a miracle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a miracle. Yeah, a Hail Mary submission.
It was the most Hail
So-
Mary you've ever seen. So Magomed
Exactly.
should do work here.
Yeah.
You could,
Yeah.
dude, literally, it's crazy. And I'm not saying to do it, but you could parlay Magomed. You could, you know what? Let's see what it looks like. Let's do a favorite parlay. Let's get. We got Laurel Murphy. We got Elizu. We got Durov. We got Magomed. Let's see what that makes. $100. $100 makes $219.22. That's not a bad 4-fight parlay. If you're down for parlays, you want to make some money. Elizu, Zaleski, Laurel Murphy, Albert Durov, Magomed. $100 makes $219.22 on Bovada right now. Not bad, huh, B?
Not bad.
So
Not bad.
this is gonna be a fun card for people to parlay. But like I said, there could be some spoilers. Like on the next fight, is gonna be an absolute treat to watch. Jing Liang Li is taking on Kazma Chimab. Jing Liang, the Leech, 18-6, 33 years old. He's 6 foot with a 72-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight win streak, fighting out of China top team. He last took on Santiago Ponzinibbio, the Argentinian stud, and he smoked him in left hook round 1, where most people did not even think that was going to go down. Then he lost to Neil Magny, unanimous decision. This is when the Leech gets iffy. Neil Magny, unanimous decision. Like, you didn't punch him in his face and smash him, but you smashed Santiago Ponzinibbio into the ground in round 1, and then you smash Eliza Zaleski punches round 3, but you lost to fucking Neil Magny. Like, the Leech
Crazy.
is a bad dude.
crazy.
He's got some crazy heavy hands. This fight is going to be intense. Kazma Chimyab 9-0. He's made a ton of noise coming in the UFC. 27 years old, 6'2", going to be a little bit bigger. 75-inch reach. He's on a 10-fight win streak, going back to his 1 fight in his amateur career plus the 9 in his real career. So he's 9-0 as a pro, 10-0 period. He fights out of Sweden. He last took on GM3 and he smoked him the right cross in round 1. Then he took on Rice McKee and he beat him ground and pound round 1. No one cares about that, you know? And then John Phillips, he darsed him round 2. John Phillips is a striker who just throws big-ass right hands and lefts and does not care about anything, and he fights at bars like my brother War Machine. I like Kazma. I think he's got a great ground game, but I think he needs to be tested more. GM3, we didn't see anything. GM3 backed up, let himself just take a right hand right to his face and got smoked to the ground. It was pathetic. It was like 17 seconds in. You couldn't see anything when it came to Kazmat. The Leech, he could surprise a lot of people here. This dude, when he shows up and he throws Hail Mary and he throws bombs, bro. He's a plus 425 underdog versus the negative 650 Kazmat. That's a little, it's disrespectful. Just straight out disrespectful to the Leech. And it just really is. The Leech to win by KO TKO is plus 650. It's nuts. Kazmat plus 135 is a KO TKO, plus 250 for the decision, plus 225 for the submission. So they think he's going to KO TKO. They think Kazmat's going to KO TKO. So it's not standing that I think they're thinking that. They're thinking he's going to get down Li Jing and he's going to smush him like he likes to. I think that's kind of true, man. But he could also submit him too because he could be vulnerable to that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't pick Kazmat because the veteran is the Leech. I always back the veteran, and I'm gonna have to pick the veteran here for a Hail Mary. I'm not betting it, but I'm just gonna pick him because everyone and their mother's on Kazmat, and I just can't do it. I think that the Leech could actually do a KO TKO and win a plus 650 prop for you. So if you like it, do it. But it's gonna be an absolute banger of a fight. Do not miss this fight. What do you say about it, Mr. B?
Oh man, I love this fight, man. I love this fight. Li Jingliang is climbing up the ranks, man. and you're trying to get Hamzat up in there, and Hamzat's a terror. But as you said, Hamzat hasn't fought nobody of an elite level yet, or consider anybody in the rankings really. This, as Gary said, he's saying in the comments there, this is Chimaev's real fight. This is his real fight.
Yeah,
Li
good point, Gary.
Jingliang, man, is a beast. When he's on, he's on. I've said it. I've said it on Twitter this week. When he's on, and he is a problem, man. I'm a big fan of his. But outside of that, man, he is a dangerous guy. The problem here is gonna be his takedown defense in this one, man.
Yep, it's terrible.
His takedown defense, because Hamzat's gonna look to snipe and then try to get aggressive on takedowns. He's gonna look for that, and as he said, he's gonna smash. He's gonna look to smash and all that nonsense. But the other thing too on this, man, is how much has he recovered since COVID? He had
True.
COVID, man.
True.
And
Bad.
that's another factor that people are looking at, man. We seen what happened to Emiliano Sordi this year in the PFL after he had COVID.
Yep.
You know, he was bad. He was horrible, man. He barely got through that tournament. He did lose to Shoeface, but he didn't look like himself. And it's gonna be a real serious situation to see if he's 100% going into this fight. I don't know if you've seen the laugh about his weigh-ins, where he weighed in at 171.5.
Yeah, what
tried
the
to play
fuck was
with the
going on?
towel,
Yeah,
and then magically weighed 171 anyway.
it's so weird.
There's a lot of iffiness going on, man. Don't bet this fight really. If you want to, go ahead, but I'm not sure if you really want to bet this fight, man, because if the takedowns happen, then Jing Liang's in trouble. But if Hamzat's not 100%, Jing Liang's gonna obliterate this man. So just out of the picks, I'm picking Lee, man.
Yeah,
But as you said, don't be surprised if this guy Hamzat manages, to do his thing and get the wins, So there's that.
Yeah, so it's just the money line's just crazy for Kaz, man. I just can't do it, man. But the next fight of the night should be an absolute banger too, and it should be a striking affair. We have Alexander Volkov taking on Marcin Tybura. Alexander Volkov is Drago. I love this dude. 33-9. He's 33 years old, 6'7" with an 81-inch reach. One fight losing streak, fighting out of Moscow, Russia. He last took on Cyril Gahn. Lost a unanimous decision. A decision. He didn't get knocked out by Cyril Gahn. He didn't get really, battered, but he lost. But that's, everyone's high on Gahn. He's fighting for the championship or close to it, right? So Alistair Overeem, he beat cross hook combo round 2. Walt Harris. Then he lost to Curtis Blades when he was learning, but because the wrestling was a little bit too much. But dude, ever since this dude has been stacking muscle and stacking weight, Alexander Volkov is mean, man. The power is translating more than ever. He's taking on Marcin Tybura, who's 22-6, 35 years old, 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. Gonna be greatly outsized. He's on a 5-fight win streak though, fighting out of Poland. He last took on Walt Harris, who won ground and pound round 1. Walt Harris, I love you, Walt, but you're spotty, bro. Greg Hardy? Who? No one cares. Ben Rothwell? I don't care about that either.
Hey,
Maxim
you're
Grisham?
not gonna disrespect Ben Rothwell like that.
Oh, I hate Rothwell. Oh, dude, I named Ben Rothwell Slothwell. I named him that. I did. Ever since I bet on him back in 2016 or 17. I put $500 on that idiot to beat JDS. I couldn't believe it was one of my worst bets I ever made in my whole fucking life. It's when I implemented the do not bet against a veteran ever. And JDS just fucking danced around for 3 rounds, and Ben Rothwell Slothwell looked like an idiot and lost me $500. Longest Vegas drive home of my life, bro. Hated myself. Marcin Tybura he's not flashy. He's not really good at one thing. He's just there. Alexander Volkov is way better striker. He's way bigger, way longer, way smarter. Fight IQ is there. The muscle is there. takedown defenses there after the Curtis Blades loss. I absolutely love Alexander Volkov here. The money line is fucking steep, dude. It's negative 300 plus 235 comeback for Marcin Tybura. I like Alexander Volkov. I want to bet him. And it's just that it's like there's too many big favorites, man. Negative 300, it's like it's just too much, bro. I like 180, negative 180. I like plus 105 for the KO TKO. It's still risky and not enough value, bro. I can't even throw down on him, but I like Marcin Tybura a lot. Add him to the freaking parlay of favorites because there's too many good favorites going on right now. And so I like Volkov here to absolutely dominate. And you say the same, hubby?
Yeah, man. I definitely see the same exact things, man. What's up, Theo? I see the same exact thing, man. Marcin's been managing to get a grapple heavy in these fights to get his 5-fight win streak. I don't see Volkov allowing that to happen.
No.
The guy's put on some muscle. He's too big, too rangy to allow that bull crap to happen, man. I think Volkov pieces this dude up and then just puts him away, man. I don't see. Yeah,
I think so too.
I can't see Volkov giving up this fight to Tybura. No,
it's not going to happen. If Marcin Tybura beats Alexander Volkov next week, I will shave my head. I'll shave my fucking head because that's how confident I am that Alexander Volkov is going to whoop that trick. Marcin Tybura ain't about that life. He's going to get whooped by the big, longer, stronger Alexander Volkov. Next fight of the night is going to be an absolute banger too. We have Islam Makhachev versus Dan the Hangman Hooker. Islam 20-1. He's 30 years old. He's 5'10" with a 70.5 inch reach. 8-fight win streak fighting out of Russia. Last took on Thiago Moises in one rear naked choke in round 4. Drew Dober, arm triangle choke to half guard round 3. I love you, Drew Dober. I'm sorry, bro. David Ramos, unanimous decision. Man, dude, this dude Islam is the truth, bro. Khabib talks about him as the next up and coming They talk about him like he's like Jesus, bro. Dan the Hangman Hooker is 21-10, 31 years old, 6 foot with a 75.5 inch reach. He's on a 1-fight win streak, fighting out of City Kickboxing in New Zealand. A bunch of great training partners out there. He last took on Nazareth Haparas. He lost one unanimous decision. Looked pretty good there. Then he lost to my boy Michael Chandler. Left hook to ground and pound round 1. Then he lost to Dustin Poirier, the Diamond, unanimous decision. Man, dude, this fight, if Hooker takes too much damage, he's so big and he presents such a big target, and his wrestling takedown defense is just not good enough for a guy like Islam Makhachev. I don't see how Islam doesn't get Dan Hooker down to the ground. And the odds indicate that as well. They have Islam at a negative 650, guys. Like, bro, what are these numbers? They're fucking terrible. Plus 425 for the comeback underdog on Dan Hangman Hooker. Dan Hooker is going to have a knee chance. That's it. He's going to have one knee, a couple knees. That's it. If Islam walks into the knee, he can get KO TKO and Dan Hooker could win. I don't see it. Islam's way too smart. His wrestling's way too sick. Khabib would not talk about him this highly if he wasn't the truth. And so I just have to go with Islam by just domination, devastation over Dan Hooker. What do you say, B?
Man, how this fight came together is really good. How this fight's going to go down, I'm hoping for it to be really good. As you say, man, Islam Makhachev, it's hard to bet against Islam Makhachev, man. That dude got the tutelage of Khabib's dad, R.I.P. Abdul Manap. That dude, man, his wrestling is really solid. He closes out the legs pretty much.
Yep.
Wraps you up in that figure 4, works. And he works. He got to work a little bit more. That's my only problem with Islam, is that he got to work a little bit more aggressive on the ground and pound. But he does really well. For Dan Hooker in this instance, or I don't know if you've seen Dan Hooker in the weigh-ins, this dude looked ripped as all hell.
He did.
This fight, in this fight though, that muscle, I don't know if it's gonna help or not though, because of how
He,
good Islam's
he's gonna
wrestling
gas,
is.
bro.
Dan
You know,
Hooker has to play this. Go ahead.
you know the big muscles they demand the lactic acid fills in them, and you gas really easily. And when that's not your
Yeah.
normal muscle and walk around weight, it could really affect them. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely, man. Dan Hooker's gonna have to try to get space and opportunity here, man. Um, he does a really good thing where he fights and tries to cut. He cuts the movement of his opponents, kind of follows them, cuts the circling and whatnot. And he lands a lot of these leg kicks, a lot of these low leg kicks. He does that a lot, forcing people to pay attention to the hands while he keeps teeping all these kicks. He would have to do this to Islam, try to take away his lead leg. Problem is, because Islam is a wrestler, he might shoot for that single. Who knows? Um, Try to do that, land some check and some counter shots a little bit here and there. Work heavy on the head and body. But as I said, that all comes with him trying to get space, man. You got to get space, and you got to force Islam into doing something bad to get those shots. And I think Islam's learned since his KO, since that last KO he's had, that KO loss he had against Adriano Martinez, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So that was ages ago though.
Yeah.
But I think he's learned from that since then, man. He does tend to get engaged in these fist fights though, into these stand-up wars.
Mm-hmm.
But I think here he'll manage to do just enough. The
Yeah.
smart, the brain, the genius in me says Makachev, but the degenerate hardcore fan, the hardcore hater fan in me
Yep.
says Hooker. So yeah,
Yeah,
if you're
totally.
smart, you go Makachev.
I just with this fight being in Russia with Khabib's dad, you know, the great coach that he was, and just such a big influence, they're gonna implement and showcase the skills that Russia and the combat sambo and everything that they've worked on for all the decades. I just don't see them coming with a bad game plan in Russia. The IQ of them is just too high. You gotta do what you're best at in front of your fans to get that W. So hopefully Islam does that. No bet here, just gonna be watching and observing. Hopefully Dan Hooker knees him in his face and knocks him unconscious just for fun. Next fight of the night, first championship bout, the co-main event. Peter Yan is taking on Corey Sandhagen. Petr No Mercy Yan is 15-2, 28 years young, 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. He's on a one-fight losing streak, but that shit ain't even true. Aljamain, I love you, but bro, you should work in Hollywood with me, bro, because you an actor, bro. You fake as your chain that you wear. I don't agree with the illegal knee and all that. I know it was illegal, but bro, I told you pretty much you should take that way out because you're gonna get the championship belt. You're gonna get the win money. It made your family all everything better. But in hindsight, to real fans, to combat fans, to people who want to see gladiators go at it and come out on this shield all fucked up, Aljamain's soft, bro. It's just soft. He's soft as fucking Twinkies now. Jose Aldo, so yeah, Peter Yan he beat Jose Aldo before he supposedly lost to Aljo. Smoked him. Round 5, ground and pound. Jose Aldo's Jose fucking Aldo. He's looked even phenomenal still. Then he beat Uriah Faber, the OG. Jimmy Rivera's fucking, he had good wrestling and a big overhand right. John motherfucking Dodson, who moves all over the place. Yan is a G, bro. This dude is so well-rounded. His striking, his leg kicks, especially his leg kicks. That is where I think that it's going to pay off versus Corey the Sandman. He is going to batter and bruise and beat the fucking shit out of the legs of Corey Sandman. I don't see how Corey Sandman's going to be walking later in the 3rd and 4th round because of the damage and the powerful leg kicks that Peter Yan throws. I like Corey Sandman, though. He's a great fighter. He fights out of Elevation Fight Team over there in Colorado. He's 29 years young, 5'11", with a 70-inch reach. He's on a one-fight losing streak getting this gift. He lost to TJ Dillashaw last in a split decision, which it was it was iffy. I gave it to TJ Dillashaw. I bet on him that night because of the OG versus the newcomer or the newer guy. We cashed it, but it was only because Corey did a couple of little spinny things. He gave his back up,
Yeah.
gave the takedowns, and ended up making the judges feel like TJ Dillashaw did a little bit too much. I really thought, even though I bet it, that Corey should have won. He beat Frankie Edgar flying knee round 1, which was crazy. Then he beat Marlon Moraes with a round 2 wheel kick. At that time, I was really impressed with that because Marlon Magic Moraes is striking. Everyone was talking so highly about it. Then he lost to Aljamain Sterling, rear naked choke, round 1, instant choke. Corey Sandhagen is a great dude. He's got really good jiu-jitsu. I just don't. Other than he moves really well. He's unorthodox and you can't really time him. Peter Yan's a savage on standing up. I just don't see Corey Sandhagen getting him down on the ground and keeping him there long. I think that this is the fight for Peter Yan to win. And let's see the odds right now. -210 for Peter Yan versus Corey Sandhagen at the +170. I like Peter Yan here at the -210. I think he wins quite easily. What do you say about this fight, B?
I like this fight, man. I like this fight a lot. I think Peter Yan, man. What I like Sandhagen, and Sandhagen has a crazy volume level of strike. His striking is pretty cool. He throws crazy volume. He's rangy. He likes to work behind his jab and his 1-2s. He throws his kicks here and there, but it's just the different angles and the different angles within strikes, and he has that grappling ability, man. But Peter Yan is different. I'm kind of tired of hating on Peter Yan, and I've grown to like Peter Yan. Peter Yan has crazy volume as well. He's a very precise striker. The crazy thing about this matchup that people are not really putting into thought is as good as his striking is, his wrestling is good as well. Peter Yan can wrestle, and Peter Yan is strong. So I'm going with that. I'm going with Yan trying to take away Corey Sandhagen's legs. And I'm also going ahead with Peter Yan, seeing more of Peter Yan's wrestling in this one. Seeing how TJ Dillashaw managed to tie up Sandhagen the way he did, which was really ridiculous. I think Yan not only will tie up Sandhagen in certain positions, I think he looks to take him down in certain moments and look to wear on him as well.
And score those points, right?
I'm looking at Peter Yan. If anything, any way Corey Sandhagen takes this, it will probably be based on volume and probably grappling control.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
I just think Peter Yan's just too good, man. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I think people just like they don't. I guess he gets a little bit of hate. Peter Yan. He doesn't get enough love and respect. And I don't know what it is, man. And so I think that this line, it could be a little higher. It could be -300 like the other guys. So I think maybe the odd makers, maybe they see the length of Corey Sandhagen as a problem if he gets the back of Peter Yan. I don't see it. I don't get it. Watch for the leg kicks of Peter Yan to absolutely damage Corey Sandhagen's legs, possibly disable him like that as well. With that said, that's a co-main event. The next fight of the night is an absolute treat. 2 mixed martial arts kings, studs. A pleasure to watch them fight. Jan Blachowicz is 28-8. He's 38 years old, 6'2" with a 78-inch reach. He's on a 5-fight win streak. Fighting out of Poland, baby. Shout out to the Poles. He last took on my boy Israel Adesanya, who I've said is the best striker in the UFC. I might have to say he's the best 185 striker now, 185 striker now because of the fact he stepped up versus Jan, and Jan did his thing, unanimous decision, dominated, and that's when I really just realized Jan is a bad motherfucker, dude, because Israel is no joke. Then he beat Dominic Reyes. He starched him round 2, killed him. Corey Anderson, right hook round 1, destroyed him. Ronaldo Souza, Luke Rockhold. Jan is a big, bad pole, man. He's taken on the OG veteran, though, Glover Teixeira, 32-7, 42 years old, 6'2" with a 76-inch reach. He's on a 5-fight win streak. 5-fight win streak. Super impressive. I've doubted him a few times on this run. He took on Thiago Santos. He beat him round 3, rear naked choke. I didn't doubt him there. He beat Anthony Smith round 5. I didn't doubt him there. Nikita Krylov, I doubted him. I didn't think he could have the striking to beat him. Ian Kutlabi beat Carl Roberson. This dude, Glover Teixeira, is no joke, man. The UFC and everyone loves him because he's just such a good guy. Every single person talks about Jan, and Glover. They just say nothing but good things. Glover has a sick ground game. Yeah, he hasn't used it at times, which can be kind of frustrating. So I don't quite know what the game plan of Glover to share is, but I saw that Glover is he's stoked to be here. He's so excited for this opportunity. I have one last chance at a belt. If this fucking happens, man, and Glover to share wins and beats Jan at the plus 230 underdog, negative 290 for Blockowitz, the champion, I'm gonna fucking cry probably. I'm gonna be super stoked for Glover. I'm gonna be sad for Jan, but dude, this is a super Cinderella story. One of the only times where I'd be really stoked to see the old veteran win against such a prize veteran or prize champion as John Blockowicz. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that Jan is the real deal. I think he's gonna starch Glover Teixeira onto the ground and TKO KO him into the fucking depths of hell. That's what I really believe deep down in my heart. But I told you, I don't bet against OGs. I don't bet against OGs that have gas in the tank. He's proven 5 fights in a row. He still has Petro in that tank. So I'm gonna pick Jan Blachowicz by devastation TKO KO, but I'm not betting it and I'm not fucking touching it because I have too much respect for Glover Teixeira. This dude can prove it time and time again. And so at the plus 230 number, man, this is going to be a super interesting fight. This is the good guy championship. No matter who wins, we all win because any champion of one of these two guys is an absolute treat to have. What do you say about this bout, Mr. B?
Well said, Mike, man.
Thank you.
I couldn't agree with you anymore, man. Two really good guys of the sport, definitely disciplined, hardworking guys. They both showing it right now, man. They're doing things, and we're here. We're both of them here fighting for the light heavyweight title, man. And Glover's had an opportunity before, and it didn't work his way, man. But he's managed to get back to the title. 5 fight win streak, man. Like how? This man beat Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith. Jesus Christ,
I
man.
know,
Like,
right?
yo, what are we talking about here? Like Glover shouldn't be in this position right now, but he's here.
It's
Like,
crazy.
yo, it's yeah, crazy in 2021, man.
He earned it. He earned it though.
Yeah,
That's the
definitely
fucking
did.
he earned this shit. It's crazy. I normally say this is
Yeah,
bullshit. This shouldn't be. This shouldn't be so. Glover Teixeira
yeah.
has earned this
Earned
shot.
the right. Yeah,
So who do you
he's
have?
earned
Who do you
it.
picking to win it though, B?
And this one, man, I'm picking honestly, man. As you said, I would be so happy for Glover Teixeira if he wins this. But I'm definitely going for Jan Blachowicz on this one, man.
Right?
It all comes down to how much can Glover absorb, man.
True.
I seen Jan beat Reyes, man. I picked Jan to beat Reyes
Yeah.
when everybody thought Reyes was gonna beat Jan because he had a stellar performance against John Jones. The thing with Jan is that people forget Jan is a kickboxer. The guy practices jujitsu. He has judo background. He's good. He might not be as fast as some of the guys Glover has faced, but he carries insane power in his body kicks, in whatever he throws, he has power, man. You see what he did to Reyes' ribs? The
Dude.
man turned his joints to raw meat, man.
Bro.
Then he knocked him out. So, like,
Poor
yo,
Reyes.
yeah. I don't know if Glover's gonna sit in here and try to kickbox with Jan Blachowicz. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jan turned Reyes into a boxer, and then we know Glover has hands, and Glover can't just walk in there and take body kicks and freaking lefts and rights from Jan the whole fight for first round of the fight. So, you know what I mean? He's going to have to try to get in here somehow, some way, close that distance, weather that storm, and close distance. Yeah. And we've seen he's gotten hit in the first round by some of these guys. Mm-hmm. He managed to weather it and come back, but I don't know how much he's going to absorb against Jan, man. Jan got one-hitter quitter power.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going with Jan, man.
Yeah, he's got that Polish power.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless Glover could weather that storm within the first 2 rounds or so, and then switch it up and try to get a takedown. And if he could get a takedown, he's going to work there for sure. Or he gets this Cinderella man knockout. I don't know how, you know. I see Jan winning this, man. I don't see this going to the decision at all. I see Jan by KO TKO.
I 100% agree, and most of the time when me and Mr. B agree, it's just going to be devastation. And so John Blachowicz most likely going to win by TKO KO. In my opinion, you made a great point when you talked about how much damage Glover took, and then he came back. A lot of these guys gassed and fucking their arms got so filled with lactic acid, and they had no cardio at all left. So that the veteran kind of knew that, and he just flopped you on the ground, fuck your ass up, or do whatever you need to do to finish you. So. So with that said, this is going to be a great UFC 267. I appreciate all 141 of you here live with me, the 11 donations. I really can't thank you enough for bearing with me and being here at such a late hour. If you can, please go to Cope's Corner on Twitter, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, please, and make sure you give a like and a subscribe. We really can't do this show without you guys, and we do it for you guys so you can cash those bets. And Mr. B, I can't thank you enough for being a trooper. It's already 1:22 over on the East Coast, over in New York. Mr. B waited for me to get home from work to do this show for you guys. I appreciate, like I said, the 141 of you live, the donos, every single thing you guys, bared with. And so, Mr. B, I thank you, my dude. You want to shout out your Twitter handle?
Amen. Mr. B at Mr. B 1986 on Twitter. And I'm here on Haps as Mr. B, the MMA guy, man.
Yeah, baby. So appreciate my boy always being here with me. We always shoot the shit, and he's got great insights. So with that said, man, until next week, until we cash those bets, let's fucking roll.
Are you ready? Break it down! Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down. Degeneration. Degeneration. You think you can tell me what to do? Know who you're talking to?